everybody, it's Miss Blumer from Healthy Bodies, Healthy Minds, and I'm back today to read you another story. The book I chose today is called Nothing to Do. It's by Douglas Wood, and it's illustrated by Wendy Anderson Halperin. And in this story, our main character here has one day with no school, no homework, nothing to do. And I thought this is a really interesting book because right now we have a lot of days like that with nothing to do. And this book has lots of ideas of ways to keep yourself busy. So let's read it and see what we can come up with to keep ourselves busy if we really think we have nothing to do. Nothing to Do by Douglas Wood, illustrated by Wendy Anderson Halperin, and it's published by Dutton Children's Books. Let's scooch over though. Once in a while, along comes a day when there is nothing, absolutely positively nothing to do. And isn't that great? No school, no homework, no little league, no dance class, no play rehearsal, no soccer practice, no computer camp, no anything. Just a white, empty space on the calendar. Of course, some people get a little worried about these spaces. These people are very nice and wear big shoes, but we'll think about them a little later. But what do you do when there's nothing to do? I bet we're going to get some ideas. Well, I've heard stories, wonderful stories about taking off your shoes and walking through green grass or mud in your bare feet, or making toy ships out of sticks and sailing them across a puddle that somehow seems as wide as an ocean. We can't walk in our bare feet outside right now, but those warm days are coming. I've heard about lying on your back and watching clouds turn from dinosaurs into crocodiles, into dragons, into bears, into butterflies, into clouds. Or lying on your stomach, watching an ant carrying something 3 times bigger than he is, while you wonder, how can he do that? And what do ants eat for breakfast that make them so strong? I've heard of making a paper airplane do loop-de-loops and barrel rolls in the soft summer air, then land smooth as butter on bread. Or building a fort, a secret place where no one can see you because you can't see them, and surviving for hours on peanut butter sandwiches and lemonade. I remember making forts when I was a little girl. I've heard about catching fireflies on a warm evening and putting them in a jar until you have 2 hands full of gold and then letting them all go. I've heard of swinging until your toes touch the clouds or hanging by your knees like a monkey just to find out how monkeys feel. I've heard of climbing a good tree that's been waiting all its long life just to be climbed by you. Or finding a quiet spot and reading your very favorite book and then reading it again just because it is your favorite. How many of you like to read books over and over? I know I do. I've heard stories about exploring places that really need to be explored. About making angels in the snow or building igloos or caves or sledding or tasting icicles or throwing snowballs or making round fat men with orange noses and old hats who smile at everyone. Why, I've heard of swimming and building sand castles and hopscotching and jump roping and running and throwing and bouncing and painting and drawing and playing with toys and puzzles and dolls and games and puppies and kittens and hamsters and gerbils and doing cartwheels and doing somersaults and doing, well, sometimes just doing nothing. And maybe one of the best ways to do nothing is to show someone else how to do it with you. Maybe even someone with big shoes. Just to remind them that sometimes doing nothing is the most important thing in the whole wide world to do. All right. So did you hear some ways to keep busy when you really think there's nothing to do? What was your favorite way to keep busy? Oh, I like that too. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.